Hi friends, welcome to my channel. This is Balaji Rajendran. In the previous video, I have mentioned about long-term investing creates wealth over a period of time. Today, we want to discuss a little bit deeper into this with an example, of course. Let's get into the tutorial right away. Generally, equities or shares we call it by nature are volatile because on a daily basis they go up, down depending upon the demand and supplies. Hence, if you are looking at a long term, you need not have to worry about the volatility. So that's why long term investment is always recommended. Number two, it is at times very irritating, boring, and it will test one's patience because the market will go up and down, but the share you had invested is not moving at all. If it goes down, at least you can buy more shares. That is also not possible. If it goes up, you can sell it and make a profit. So that is also not possible. So at times people get frustrated, come out of their positions because they are making loss. You need to have a proper investment plan and you should also have conviction. This will help to avoid the emotional trading. When I say emotional trading, for a mind which is worried about the loss, it makes a wrong decision. So you should have a conviction. Okay, today the price is going down. I am not worried. I will stay put tight. So that conviction, only when you understand the fundamentals of a company, you will have the conviction. Otherwise, you just go by the market dynamics and sell out. So that is a strict no-no. The third most important thing, it gives a tax advantage. Like a security which is held over a period of 12 months and above qualify as a long-term capital gains. So it is attracting less. It just attracts 10% over short-term capital gains, which is attracting 15%. Of course, this is also from 2018 only. Prior to that, long-term capital gains was zero. Also, when you keep buying shares and selling frequently, what happens is you are incurring lots and lots of cost additionally. There are some brokerages, security transaction tax, stamp duty, exchange fees associated with each and every trade of yours, whether you are buying or selling. So that adds on to the cost. If you purchased a share at 100 rupees, in effect you had paid 102 rupees. And if you are selling at 102 rupees, you are only getting 100 rupees because the brokerages, stamp duty, exchange fees, STT, everything eats away your profit. So don't do frequent trading. Avoid that. The fifth important thing is the compounding effect. Allow the share to go the ups and downs in the market, and this will give you the benefit of compounding. So if the share price is going down, you can accumulate more shares, and if it up goes up, you just keep quiet and watch. And the sixth important thing, it I might sound funny, but you have made a decision to purchase a share and you find out it is a bad investment decision. You purchased it at a wrong time when it was at peak. So after that the price went down. You sit tight, have conviction on the share. In the next bull cycle, there is a probability you can still come out with a break even or a profit. So instead of booking a loss. So that is also possible. Let me narrate with an example of an investor who had gone and invested into Infosys Technologies IPO in the year 1993 when they came out first. So that time it was 85 rupees premium on a face value of 10 rupees, so 95 rupees. So minimum 100 numbers, so 9,500 rupees. He applied for it and he got it. Let me just remind you, this IPO came in the year 1993, and just before that, the security scam of Harshad Mehta of 1992 was green and fresh in the memory of the people. So people were hesitant to buying into the IPO. So it was undersubscribed. It was not fully subscribed. So what had happened? There was one investment bank which had to bail out that IPO. So this gentleman who had applied for 100 numbers, he still got it because see that was the period the information technology or even ITES space was a new idea for the Indian middle class. Nobody was aware of that potential of IT. So people refrained from investing into Infosys IPO. And that is another story. The stock market itself was new to most of the Indians, excepting the Gujaratis and Mumbaikars who were very good in investing. Most of the people stayed away from stock market investing because people felt it was gambling or people will lose money. So that was the mentality of the majority of the people in those period. And I am talking about a period wherein the trading was by open outright model. It's not even electronic. So you never know at what price you purchase a share or you never know what price you sold it. Unlike today, you can just know what price, even up to the 5 price, you know how much it is you are selling in the market or how much you are buying. When I used to get into the market buying shares in the year 93, 94, I will go and approach a sub broker and next day he will say, I have purchased it at this price. When I check the newspaper, it will always be the price at which I paid was always at the highest price of the day. And when I was selling it, he was always selling me on the lowest price for that particular day. So there was no transparency. There was no dematerializations. We used to have share certificates and we should sign a sale deed to execute the share certificate. We have to sign it and send it back to the through the broker. So that was the period. So awareness was not there. So IP was not subscribed fully. But this gentleman got 100 numbers of Infosys IPO in 1993. Let's see what had happened to that investment, what he made in 1993. The tabular column here shows how the Infosys Technologies as a company rewarded its shareholders over all these years. What they have done, they came out with the bonus share in the year 1994, the ratio of 1:1. So the gentleman who got 100 shares in the IPO had been rewarded with 100 bonus shares. So his kitty came to 200 numbers. 97, another bonus share came to 400. 99, another bonus share came to 800. Now the share prices have gone up very high. So retail investors were finding it very difficult to buy it at such high prices. So what did Infosys do? They split the face value from 10 rupees to 5 rupees. So that means he had 800 shares, he was given another 800 shares, but the price of the share got halved. That is the nature of split. Then what had happened in the year 2004? Infosys came out with a 3:1 bonus share. So he had 1600, so he was given 4800 free. So it Skitty grew to 6400 and post 2004 there were 4 bonus shares, bonus issues. Every time it was 1:1. So his 6400 finally grew to 1,02,400 numbers end of 2018. Now let us see the back of the envelope calculations for this. How much is now worth? So holdings 1,02,400 Visa. Current market price is 1,715. This I have taken from NSE website as on 14th October 2021. So when you multiply this, you get a figure of a staggering 17.56 crores. On an investment of 9,500 rupees, he had made in 1993. Presently, he is sitting on 17.56 crores. That's a CAGR of 42%. My friends, this is the power of compounding. Believe me, there are n number of stories on these lines. I have just quoted one Infosys Technologies. I can quote Reliance Industries. I can quote Eicher Limited. The list is endless. So time in the market is the most essential to success. because even the best of the fund managers cannot time the market. It's very difficult. Now you have seen the bonus shares. I have completely left out the dividend payout. See, only for the year 2021, there are two dividends declared. 15 rupees, 15 rupees. Already one 15 rupees got paid per share, and another 15 is likely to be paid anytime soon. So in this year, Infosys has given a dividend of 30 rupees. That means with 1,02,400 numbers, he had already in this year alone his dividend is coming to 30.72 lakhs. And the previous year's dividend, I am just leaving it to your guess. This is the power of long-term investing. So let me summarize it. Equities are for long term. Everybody now agrees. And you need to have patience while investing because the market can go up or down. Just don't bother. Sit tight. Do not take out your money unless and until there is an absolute necessity because you should allow it to compound. And before investing on a particular stock, do your own due diligence, fundamental research, then have conviction, invest and sit tight. Also, you need to review your portfolio once in a year, and if by any chance you have found out that there was a wrong, bad decision, investment decision you made, don't hesitate, just come out of that and rebuild your portfolio with fresh set of schemes or stocks. Happy investing. Thank you very much for watching my channel. Please do like, subscribe and share my channel with your friends and family. I'll be posting periodic videos on all these subjects. Thank you very much. Happy investing. Bye from Balaji Rajendra.